Thank you for staying with us. We're still looking at our hot topic, and you can join the conversation on 081-0764-1679 or 090-241-63440. And Beecee, you wanted to say something.
Yes, I was narrating, growing up, and my father had to cater for all of my bills.
Yeah.
So I didn't have my eyes set on dating anybody because I needed money, because I didn't have that need. My basic needs, not like I was wearing designers or anything in school. I just had my regular needs, my provision, my food stuff, my money for handouts, money to make my hair, my, just basic. And I was content because that was what I saw growing up, right? And it was okay. But at that time, we still had people whose parents could not pay their fees, whose parents could not buy them clothes, whose parents could not give them pockets money. They will be in school for months. Nobody has sent anything. They had to, it was two choices at the time.
Yeah.
You either monetize a skill you have. I had girls who were making hair to be able to feed themselves, or you start dating somebody who is a worker to be able to fund your bills. So it was that parental failure to take care of those that led some of them at my level at the time were growing up. But now I started employing young people. I have mentors who are mentees who are young, who come to me to work and all of that. And I realized that before we start a conversation, the way they put money in front, you pay this, you pay that. I'm like, when I finished school and I did a lot of volunteer work. My father would give me transport fare. I would go work and come back. They'll give me transport money. I'll go and work and come back. I said, what's happening? So I had a conversation with a few of them. I realized that their parents do not care for them. They are mostly living by themselves in Lagos. So some of them will leave their whatever states and come to Lagos. Their parents have houses in Lagos. The parents don't provide for them. The parents don't keep food at home. So these kids from very early started fending for themselves. Now, if you are dating that kind of person, what do you think the person will not ask you? We need to understand where these things are coming from. You are working, yes, you are working, you have a car, you are dating this kind of person who is looking for money to pay her house rent. She would ask you because you are the next person. The only way you save yourself from some of these things is abstain, because sometimes the children or the young people are bargaining. It's transactional. Yeah. I give you sex, you give me money. Even though they call it, we are dating for years. There's a bargain that's going on.
It's a transactional relationship.
It's a transactional relationship. Yeah. Now, you don't want to drop anything, but you want to collect. That's the mindset of some of them. And so they will ask you. And when we preach to them, okay, keep yourself. Do not do this till you get to marriage. How many of them are listening?
The big question.
They're not listening. So we need to call a spade what it is. Parents need to, I've always told people, give birth to the number of children you can cater for. Equip them with the skills to be able to stand on their own 2 feet. I was selling things in school just because I wanted extra money. I was frying bakery. I was selling Ankara. There was nothing I did not do as a student, just to add extra things to buy nonsense things that I don't even need at the end of the day.
At the time?
I did not.
Exactly.
No, hold on.
Exactly.
Did you see my background? Did you hear my background? I had everything I needed.
Yes.
I had everything I needed. But that was not the case for some other persons. Now, a few people, no, it's not an excuse, but you never can tell the values and morals people come from. You never can tell the environment. People are influenced by different things. For me and you now can get into a situation and our reactions are different because of our environment.
That's it.
Who do you blame for that?
That's it. Now we have Warake on the line from Suleja. Good morning. Go ahead with your contribution.
Good morning, ladies.
Good morning.
On the
Morning.
board. Yeah. This is a very wonderful topic. And this actual topic happened to me. And I have a daughter, just a single daughter, and I have 2 boys. They are in university. And this very topic, I make sure I take care of my daughter so that it will not look outside the box. Because if I fail to provide all her links, right from all this, down to handouts, there will be failure next year, whereby she will pressurize her boyfriend to provide the little the parents give to her. And what happens after exchanging that money, which means that man must demand what on the other side, and let me just put it in that way. For her to avoid that, I must have to provide all this. Because if I fail, you must get across the red line. And likewise, the boys, they need to, my son will call me, Daddy, I need 10,000 naira, I need 20,000 naira. What means is that maybe somewhere elsewhere, a girlfriend is pressurizing him too. Because, little I give to him, you also give to that lady elsewhere, because that lady's parents fell from somewhere. So, what I'm trying to say is that at the beginning, let the parents take care of their girls, because girls are very, very difficult to train. Very, very difficult, because I'm a man. If somebody asks me something, in another way, I will ask him, okay, if I do 1, 2, 3, 1 year, what is my exchange? What do I get from you? But though I keep myself, because I am a Muslim. I don't go out. But whatever I give to a woman is free. But what about elsewhere? If somebody else gives to a lady, is it free of charge? It's not very free, because nowadays men, they don't give out something free. They expect an exchange. So we must take care of our ladies, our girls, our daughters. And also, this lady on the right hand side that has a long, you mentioned something that there is what we call free advertisement that used to go on those days after school hours. You used to do all those things, you will get one. All those things are not available in this area. You can only find those things in Lagos. In other things, it's not there. So automatically, which means if you must have to go after the boss, maybe your parents will not be able to afford those things what she demanded, which means you have to go extra lesson by organizing small children, take their nurses, you get little things, all those things, so that it can be
okay. Thank you, Warake, for your contribution. Interesting.
I wanted to, we've discussed about parental influence, and you can't take it out of it, because when we want to really resolve a challenge, it will start by understanding what are the things that are...
The foundation.
Yeah, what are the things supporting it, what are the things that are making it grow, encouraging it. So yeah, parental influence is there. Parents need to raise their children better. Parents need not to put pressure on their children. So some parents put the pressure on the girl child, who then transfer the pressure to their boyfriend. Or some parents put pressure on the men that this is how you're supposed to live, and that makes the men resort to things that we see as societal vices. But there are also the case of wrong advice.
Peer pressure.
Peer pressure, wrong advice, environmental influence. So peer pressure is the fact that everybody around me, they are using 32 inches hair. The hair is reaching their bum bum. I'm the only one that my hair is not reaching bum bum. So, and all of them got from their boyfriend. I felt really, really weird, because when Valentine was happening inside my hostel, then everybody was getting Valentine gift. Me, I did not get anything. And I felt like it was so sad, because they will bring them cake, they will bring them all of that. But I'm just not wired to now start saying, I wasn't even in a relationship when I was in school, so it did not even occur to me. I didn't even know anybody I was going to ask, but I stood out amongst people around me who were all getting Valentine gifts, and they were all getting things. So that could also form an environmental pressure for you to, or peer pressure for you to want to try something. Maybe you will date somebody just so that you are also able to get the things that other people around you seem to be getting from the men they are dating.
Right.
Then there's environmental influence. All this thing we're discussing in Nigeria is because there's poverty in the land. The poverty is so strong, and we also don't have a culture of training our young ones to earn money very early. Yeah. But if you go to America, as you finish your high school, you started working in McDonald's. You are working in Walmart. You are already on, you are getting money. So your girlfriend and yourself, you can take care of your girlfriend based on your income. You have an income. Here, we're not encouraging it much. My 16-year-old intern, whose father brought her because she had like a gap year. She finished secondary school so young, and her father felt like, they've seen me on TV, so they brought her to me last year. This girl is already making some serious 6 figures as commission just from Instagram. she was helping me handle Instagram from my company account, and somebody just told her that, why are you sending them to me? I'm closing the sale and I'm collecting the 1%. You can also give them the information right there. And she has sold 2 plots just from answering messages. She's learned how to. Her parents exposed her to learning skills that would make her earn, even though she was young. So sometimes we will go back to parenting, environmental influence, listening to wrong advice. Some people, your marriage will break up, your relationship break up because somebody is advising you to put pressure on him.
Exactly.
Put pressure on him. Okay, continue.
That happened to Tyrese, the American actor. The wife came out to say that it was because of the voices she was listening to.
Even in
that was why
film,
she divorced.
That popular film by Tyler Perry, Acrimony.
Yes.
It was the friends of the woman. The woman had been bearing, and she was feeling the pressure. But her siblings and friends were wondering, this guy, you have been working with him for many years. He will not blow. And she stepped out just before the guy blew. He blew. So sometimes wrong advice can lead you.
It still boils down to parenting. What kind of value did you inculcate? in your
Who are
child
you?
For your child to make either the right or wrong decision. I was under pressure while in school. I will see my friends go to, oh, we are going to this place for the weekend, blah, 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 blah. Let's go now. I'll say, I remember the house I came from. Of
I cannot try myself.
I could not try myself. I remember what I did, and once I get to school, my transport fare that would take me home, I'll keep it aside. I may spend every other thing, or I'm exhausted, but I will know that I know how to go back home. So I'll take my transport fare. I'll go home when I know that I don't have anything, because I didn't have any relative in school. That was what I did. So if my parents had not inculcated certain values in me, I could as well have made certain wrong decisions and perhaps found myself in something that I may not be here today. Bottom line. So it still boils back to parenting. What kinds of values are you inculcating in your child? And you are showing them by example.
Not just saying,
Not just
do
saying.
as I say, not as I
Don't do as I do.
However, Veronica, sometimes children don't listen to their parents.
You make their own
I've seen
mistakes.
children in the university who came from supposedly great, good homes that came from broken home were aspiring to be like. I wish it was your daddy and your mommy that gave birth to me, because anytime we go visit you people, they're huggy, they're loving each other, they pray, they do this, they do that. When we get to school, it's the opposite. The swap is so bad.
So something is missing in their parenting.
Something may not be missing. And
Children will do them.
Yes. See, every child has their path. We must understand that we are raising full-blown spirits. Some people will have to make the mistakes before they find their way. No matter what you're teaching, when their ear is blocked because they have to go through those experiences to be able to find their way, to be able to learn at their own pace. Some will hear you and just accept. I have 3 children. 3 of them behave differently. Some of them I give instruction, they go without question. After they will not come and discuss with me, hey, Mommy, what was the reason you asked me to do so and so? There's one that will say, why? No, give me your reasons. Like, we bring forth reasons to get, we reason to get that, to get that particular child to do something. Tomorrow, their outcomes may be different. We just pray for the best. But it may be different in different ways. It doesn't mean one has failed and one hasn't. It just means the level at which we get where we are going will be different. The stages that we get to will be different. The destiny that we have will be different. The idea is, as a young person, what do you want for yourself? I saw very bad examples growing up, but I chose to go a different route because of the goal I had for myself. So teach your children early to identify what they want for themselves, because you will always hear noises. When I was in school, we're modeling, we're traveling. I've traveled to almost all the states in Nigeria for modeling. We see things happen. But because I had a goal for myself, I was not even noticing the things I was not supposed to notice, because that was not where my focus is. So every child, as you're growing, know yourself to what you want for yourself. At the end of the day, your success is your own. It's not your parents' own. If you fail, it's your own. It's not your husband's own. It's not your parents' own. It's your own. You will bear the brunt. So do those things you know that at the end of the day, if it kogide, can you own it with your chest? That's all I have to say.
You want to say something,
Yes.
Toby?
For me, I don't think it is right, or I would put pressure on any man to survive, to do anything, right? And I think that for a lot of women, what it is that these things, putting pressures, like you're throwing tantrums, you can't afford something. So instead of you just keeping quiet or managing what you have, you now start saying, you must not. Because what's the excuse for that woman that now went to go and pour water on the bed? That's tantrum. They are throwing tantrums. Because, see, your story at some point, if you want something, you would get up and achieve that thing for yourself, irrespective of the circumstances around. That's why I say to women, have your own. Irrespective, have your own. Do something for yourself. Don't depend on men. Because at the end of the day, when we say our culture allows the man to be proud when he takes responsibility, when he does all of that, it also gives you the leverage or the ability to look down when you now say that if you cannot afford it, and since na man, I go just stay. But if you want more for your life, you would actually stand up against culture to get the things that you want to get for your life.
Husband, Toby, you're forgetting that there are some men that don't allow their wives to work.
It's an agreement. Conversation.
It's an agreement.
It takes me back to this matter of.
So what do you do?
It takes me back to marriage.
You carry your bag and go to your father's house now.
It takes me back to the matter of what kind of relationship did you have before you got into the marriage? You see, all these things that we are talking about, I am not on the side of, put pressure on the man and all of that and all. You are there to support him, right? As a woman, you are there to stand by him, know what you can handle. You guys have a conversation on, okay, this is how I can come in if you are handling this. Because at the end of the day, you are there to support each other.
The support, Veronica, must not also be financially.
No, of course.
As a woman.
I'm saying support in all ramifications.
Yes. Betting children, you think it's easy.
Support in all ramifications.
Cooking for you, you think it's easy.
Why are you
Cleaning house, you think it's easy. Do them now.
Support in all ramifications.
I think so.
There are men who are domesticated
yes,
and they choose to clean the house and the woman do other things. There are men like that. I know people who are like that. So it is about understanding yourself and what works for you. It's not about putting pressure. At the end of the day, these children or whoever will leave you. It is two of you that will face each other. So at the end of the day.
So let me ask you a question,
what
Veronica.
The issue is, you want to ask me a question?
Yeah,
let me land. Let me land.
What's my question?
Let me land.
Let me land.
You have landed.
I have not landed.
Oh, yeah, go ahead.
Ask your question.
Yes. So if you are married to a man who does not give you chingbang, you are doing your business, you are doing your thing, you are facing your front, but it does not give you chingbang.
Before you finish that question, Tony is on the line calling from London. Tony, good morning. Go ahead with your contribution.
Yeah, good morning.
Good morning.
Yes, unfortunately, Muriah is not there today. I want to get away from what you're discussing. It's just an ongoing thing, but I'm sorry to not to discuss what you're discussing at the moment, but I just want to refer you back to what was going or what is going on in Nigeria. If you look back now, Nigeria is enlightened and everybody is aware or know what how our government has been dealing with us.
Okay, unfortunately, Tony, that is not the conversation we are having right now. The conversation is around what Toke Makinwa said. So if you want to make that contribution, you can call back again.
On Monday, we discuss Nigeria.
Very good.
So I was
question you were
asking a question. You have a husband that does not give you chingbang, but you know that he has concubines and side pieces that he spends money on. You know, they have brought news to you. You have accosted him. He has even said, "Hey, I have. There's nothing you can do about it." But you are an honorable woman. You want to maintain because you have children. You want to stay in that marriage. And what will you do in that situation?
What will I do? I'll take care of that thing if I have the money to do it. See, peace of
mind. Hold on. See, so you are married. No, wait. So you are married in the house. You are taking care of yourself in the house.
I will take care of myself.
And the money they are supposed to use to take care of you, they are using it for other people outside.
I choose my battles. You know why? I choose my battles.
I will pour water on the bed.
I choose my battles.
I will pour water on that bed.
Let me finish that. Shebi, you ask question.
Tantrums.
I choose my battles. I want peace for my peace of mind. How will I raise my children if I don't have peace of mind? He's doing that. It's between here and his God. He will answer it when it's time for him to answer.
I don't want to wait for God's judgment on that one.
You would not want to. I am that patient. I am very patient. You see, peace of mind is what matters.
Yes.
And so when I have peace and I can raise my children in the appropriate way, Do what you like.
Wow.
Because when two lions fight, who suffers?
It's the
Yeah.
children.
They'll be fine.
So for me, seeing that, listening to that question, it spurred a different response for me. It's not even about the fact that he's spending the money outside. It's about the fact that we have a category of women that don't know how to ask because they've been brought up to be self-reliant and very hardworking.
Okay.
And
Can you hold the thoughts?
Okay,
We have
no
El
problem.
Qasim. El Qasim, good morning. Go ahead with your contribution.
Good morning, and good morning to all the ladies this morning.
Thank you.
Looking at the topic for this morning, I think it's relative, and we can understand it from different angles. Like, what is pressure? What is even demand? You see, a man should be able to stand up for his woman, that's for sure. But looking at needs, but that
Could you
has
speak
to
up,
do with
please?
her. Okay, can you hear me
Yes, we can hear you now.
properly?
Right.
Okay. Like I was saying, her home bringing will define what is her need and her wants. If she's from a home that pampered her so well, and she met a guy that is just coming out and pick interest in her, so when she's demanding for her need, he may see it as exorbitant needs. So that needs to be understood by the man and equally the woman, looking at his capacity. And like one of the people in the studio mentioned, we are companions for each other. We are here to help each other. Like me, I think it's do me well to see my woman in the kitchen and join her. It's not for her alone to consume. So if a woman is helping her man, giving him advices, in advising him, she will have to drop the Brazilian hair for a school fee. So if that is it for the household, what about the girl outside that someone pick interest in? That also has to do with the nature of the relationship. Do they want to settle down, or is he after something from her that she wants to demand more from him? So all this needs to be understood so as we'll have a balance of what pressure really is between a man and a woman. But that apart, in Nigeria today, a lot of things are even not affordable. You're looking at the school fee, the house rent, or what have you. So if a husband and wife are living together, I think they need to work together in balancing their checks to be able to do without pressure. But for the outside girls, well, if you go out, you know what you want and you know what you have to spend. So have a nice day.
Thank you very much, El Qasim. Yes, Toke.
As I was saying, but I really liked something that he said, and I'll just chime in on that before I go back to what I was saying. He spoke about the fact that the difference in the lifestyle and what somebody had experienced all her life might be seen as luxury or pressure or not setting priorities right to a man. So it's important that we take time to know ourselves and know where you are, who you are dating. Because if you're dating, I had a conversation with someone and I was telling the person, you need to buy a generator, you need to buy a deep freezer, you need to buy a washing machine. You're not going to marry her and think she would wash with her hands. I was like, what's there? That why should I be spending my money on this? That I want to buy land. I said, see, you will buy land. If you want peace in this marriage you want to marry, buy washing machine. Buy the washing machine, buy a deep freezer, so that when the cooking is done in bulk, you need to know where she's coming from. So that you're not expecting her to live the life your mom lived when she lived a totally different life.
Every day.
You know, so it's very, very important to have that perspective as well, so that the gist will not be she's putting me under pressure, but this is the life that I am the one that stepped up to go and meet a woman, so I must live up to that stepping up. Going back to what I was saying, some women don't know how to ask. And I was in that category. I'm the very, very
independent.
Yeah, I was very, very independent. I have my own money. I would put money in his business. I would take care of my husband. Like future projects is for bills. Like for me, it's not a big deal because I saw it growing up too. So I didn't see it as a different thing. Fast forward to Beecee, and I was just like, it shouldn't be. This Oga has this money. I just didn't ask. So I started asking small, you know, following the template of my coach.
Are you not enjoying it now?
And where I am
Calm
enjoying.
down,
I'm enjoying. I'm really, 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 really enjoying. I could have changed my phone. I'm on iPhone
waiting.
15. But he has told me he's going to give me iPhone 15.
You're waiting
So
now.
I bought this one myself. I'm waiting patiently. My iPhone 15 is coming. Before this one, I bought the other one. This one, he bought for me. You know, so I understand. There's no pressure, but I will ask. You know, and I will ask, you know, like before he traveled, I told him, I said, my darling, you know the way God will bless you? Because God knows you need to buy me my iPhone.
Isn't that manipulation?
No, because God has to bless him so he can buy me what I want. But that was my way of reminding him that
of what you want.
You told me
you see,
are getting me
that's
this
why I
thing.
say, is it not manipulation?
Request, not pressure.
Yeah.
You can ask.
Yeah.
Women should be able to ask.
Yeah.
At the same time, I'm also giving. At the same time, I'm contributing. I'm adding value to him. It is not a one-sided relationship. It is a
That's why I
symbiotic
mentioned
relationship.
Helping
Find
each
that
other.
balance.
Helping each other. It comes in various ways.
Sweetie, the peace I
especially-
give you is a lot of help. If I take your peace, you will not go and make that money.
But you know,
That my peace is priceless. You come home, I massage your leg. Sweetie, I massage your leg. I serve you your every week here.
You know
I'm making uba, I'm making abacha. How many people do that? in your
but
house?
unfortunately,
Sweetie,
if you say
I
you are
want that hair,
withdrawing,
you gotta buy it.
if you say you are withdrawing peace, you self you not
You
enjoy
self, you
peace.
not-
Speaking way talk say mama no go sleep.
Yes.
You self no go sleep. So it's like that. We must ensure there is a balance. That's the bottom line of this conversation. Bring to the table, whether there's a table, whether it's carpet, whatever
Whether
it
you are
is.
the table.
I just don't want to be
This
too
transaction
one-sided.
we're talking about, this
It's not
transactional
necessary.
relationships, can we talk about it a bit?
Yes.
Because you cannot be giving your body and not expect anything in return. Can we find a way to
I don't understand.
help them date the way dating was designed to be?
So don't give your body
In
until
exchange.
you are sure that you are willing to go the full haul.
Until you
I
are
mean, you are-
married.
Or you are
mean,
married.
you're married.
Because the conversation of transaction, everything about even our spirituality, we go to church, we give offering because we're expecting there will be a blessing. There's always something we want in return. It might not be financial, but we all want something. If I'm cooking for you, maybe you will give me companionship. If I'm doing something, there must be. If I'm not getting something from you, then what are we in relationship for? It's just that we don't want it to be one-sided or loaded onto one side. But I also I'm going to re-emphasize. Take the call. I'll re-emphasize. I want to re-emphasize.
Yusuf calling from Gombe. Good morning. Oh.
Re-emphasize.
Yeah,
Ask. See, it took me over 10 years in marriage before I started asking.
To know how to.
Yeah, and I'm telling you, I've left a lot of money on the table because I did not ask. Some people, my husband is kind, but there are things that I'm not frivolous. I'm not the kind of person that would, I'm not extravagant. So if I'm not moved by things, that's not my kind of thing. So if I did not make that, if I did not learn and say I'm going to begin to ask, I might not be getting the things I'm getting. So he came back home and there were clothes. I'm like, what happened? He said, the side of his natives is giving them out, so he ordered new clothes, and I saw like
Boxes.
10 natives. I said, okay, in that case, myself have been eyeing these clothes on Instagram. The total bill is so and so. My darling, just transfer the money. Let me also be able to launch new collection like you have launched your own. Guess what? I got the money. I would not have done that 3 years ago or 2 years ago. So in some cases, some women need to be able to
learn
ask,
how to ask
learn
and when
because you've
to
always
ask.
been strong.
Yeah.
You've always taken responsibility.
Independent.
And you don't want to be labeled as the one putting man under pressure or all of that. Ask.
And
I
in
think
that
a lot of us
instance,
had
sometimes,
that situation.
and in that instance, sometimes they end up being bitter against
The
man.
I'll not be feeling like I'm looking at you wearing
I
new
have a
clothes.
story for that.
Yeah, I'm wearing.
I have a
We're
story
wearing
for
it
that.
together.
I have elderly woman around me.
Hold on. Abubakar from Kogi, good morning. Go ahead with your contribution.
Good morning. Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning to every one of you. Yeah. I'm quite enjoy what the topic that we're discussing. It's the problem of man and woman, married home, and how they can live successfully without any problem.
Right.
Yes, pressure depends on individual. If the woman may be the type when he's brought up, that he's not only contented with what he has. Always putting pressure, can be putting pressure that he wants this. It depends. Like me, my age now, I'm at 64. I married up to 3, but I know the individual. I know who is to put pressure on me. But there's way I have to deal with them. As you measure that, you have to balance up. You have to balance. You balance up for you to live in peace. The ones that used to put pressure, there's way you can still, satisfy her demand and that not cheating others. those that know you to pressure, you will know that this one is putting pressure. You have given to this. You have to be equal. You have to do something to her as well. That's why, in Islam, you have to say do equality among your wives. So once you are able to understand your wife, different behavior, you can cope up with them without any trouble. That's why you are a man. Not necessarily that you are put into pressure that you must find this, must find this. No. They too, they will understand what you have. Actually, they will understand what you have. That is one. Then the lady there in my guy said, even if you remember that no matter how a man is a man, no matter what pressure you put on her, so that you can carry on what you her earning to your side because of another woman, you have still your time. There are ways. We can be crying and shouting and so on. What you want to do, he will do it. Man is a man. Woman is a woman. So thank you very much.
Thank you, Abubakar, for your contribution.
Yeah. So I wanted to say this asking or not asking issue. I have an elderly woman around me who is constant. They've been married for, I think, 35 years now. And sometimes she just starts getting upset. She's biting everybody. She's shouting. She's screaming. They will not ask what has happened. Daddy has not given something. Is there any request that has not been answered? You know, and we realize that there's a request that's been pending because all her life she's been taught to be independent. She's always worked. She's always done business. She didn't know how to ask. But after a while, when she started having kids and she's seeing her children with their spouses, how they behave, she will now be upset. And the man did not understand that because there's a request on ground that she has not asked, you are supposed to know that I need this thing and give to me. And the man is not used to giving because all his life, he will just provide the basics and spend the rest money dashing people outside. So it causes issues over and over. At the end of the day, say you cannot learn left hand in old age. So ask your children. Your children will just provide. Let's strike out your husband because now he's not going to be learning how to give you. He has not been giving you.
Exactly.
Once he provides for the home, and that's it.
Don't wait.
At what age? He's 80-something. He can't do that anymore. So ask. I agree. Ask. Ask.
Know how to ask and when to ask.
And when to ask. And be sensitive and considerate.
Right.
That's one thing I learned very early. So I look at the resources available. If it's not, I'm not a flamboyant person myself. And I'm used to working with whatever I have. And I look at it, if the vacation is not going to happen, we'll sit down. The first vacation I went with my husband, I used my money pay as a classroom teacher. I saved it for 3 months, my salary, to go on my honeymoon myself. So I've earned the right to ask now.
You know, there's this,
Ask away.
there's this stuff we say in my house, my husband and I, when he wants to say something, or if I want to say, babe, please give me X, Y, Z. You say, you too. Can't you? They say women should not be giving man something. So we just banter about it. But I think that that's also important when it is that, as a woman, don't always expect to collect.
Also give.
Be a giver also, because you would attract things like that too. So for me, it's both give and take. Marriage, relationships, it's transactional at the end of the day.
But bottom line is that you are able to communicate your needs. The way that your partner, your husband will understand. And then they can respond to you. And then the men have to be transparent with their resources. Because if the woman doesn't know, she will put pressure on you. Some women will put pressure on you. So, but when you make your resources transparent and the woman knows that this is what you have, she will not put pressure on you, especially women who understand, who have been with you over the years and know how you guys grew up together. They will not put pressure on you for unnecessary things. They will wait for you till when you have that resource. So bottom line, communicate, understand your partner, know how to put forward your request, and then be transparent.
Marry the person that understands.
Be transparent. Marry a kind person. Kindness, you can beat it. Ladies, we've said a lot today, Abby.
So putting pressure, yes or no?
I will need to
Putting pressure. Pressure is relative.
Pressure is relative.
Pressure is relative, actually. But thank you, ladies. It's been an interesting conversation. Thank you, our viewers, for being a part of the show this morning. Remember, you can send your stories to us so we can tell your stories. I think your view at TVC.
Communications.
TV, at tvccommunications.tv. You can send your stories there. That's all we can take on the show for today. We'll see you again on Monday.
Peace out.
Peace out.